One of my wild tour stories a lot of people saw on the Full Circle DVD, which was basically Opio getting arrested in Chicago. It was on a Friday night, and so I had to make the decision of whether we were going to try to wait for him or whether we were going to go to the next city. The next city was Minneapolis. We had an in-store that next day, and so I had to make the tough decision of whether or not we were going to, the show was going to go on or whether we was going to wait for him. I talked to one of my friends who was on the tour who had done a lot of time and to get his feedback on, he says, well, generally when they arrest you on a Friday night, there's a good chance you're there till Monday. They may not, let you out till Monday, but till you can see the judge. So that was one of the things that made me say, hey, you know what, it's unknown. I think we should move, let's go, we gotta, can't just wait, this tour gotta happen. And we had already done the Chicago show without him, so it wasn't like we couldn't do the show without him. It was just a matter of whether we were gonna go to Minneapolis or whether we were gonna stay, and wait. I decided that we should go. Lo and behold, I got a call from him that was saying he was about to get out. And so I was like, oh man, okay, hold on, And so I called my friend Jello, my guy from 24/7 HH, and say, hey man, can you do me this favor and could you pick up Opio, when he gets released from jail? And we had been talking a lot that week because he had asked me to put one of his groups, IAMAS, on to open up for the shows. Basically, he had went and got Opio and then arranged for him to drive to Minneapolis with IAMAS, But when he got to Minneapolis, he wasn't happy, that we had made the decision to leave, And so a lot of people, who have seen the DVD saw the scene where we're kind of getting into it about me deciding to leave, and I just said, hey, I have to make the tough choices. I have to make the tough choices. And yeah, in hindsight, if I'd known he got out, I would have left. I would have stayed, but that's not what happened. But to my defense, and I always say this to everybody, I go, he was there at the next city arguing with me about being left. So I had did my job. I had got him. I had arranged for him to get to the next city. So I felt like, in spite of the fact there was a little ego hurt and, him feeling like, his boys left him, I felt like I had done my job. And every tour manager friend or manager friend of mine who's ever seen that goes, oh yeah, there was no other choice, so. It was cool because it made for good fodder for the DVD, and it made it, it made it a little bit more interesting. There was some real fighting and interaction as opposed to just, the normal kind of show footage and, us smoking on the bus or whatever. So that was a good part of it.
Because of a lack of understanding of history, they find themselves repeating steps that have already been taken when all they have to do was pivot from what Dr. King already did.
Any obstacle or any form of adversity is gonna make you a better person. When you come out of it on the other side, you're not gonna wanna hear that at the front of it.
Everybody should always aspire to be the person that they're not and do what it takes to become that person.
I had a bow on the bus, basically, like a long stick, basically a bow. So I just grabbed it and just started blah, blah, blah at the little, the controller for the air conditioning. And the only thing that made me stop was the bus driver was like in shock. He was like, no, what are you doing? Stop.